I'm going to show you how to control your modern gas boiler or heat pump to maximise its efficiency and save on bills. And I'll be demonstrating these settings with the Vaillant Sensor Comfort Controller to control an Aerotherm Plus heat pump. All these settings are important no matter what heating system you have though, so stick around for this increasingly important life skill. First, a super quick overview of the Vaillant Sensor Comfort Controller. You can see here on the home screen, you'll get all the basic self-explanatory information, including the actual current room temperature, your desired target temperature, outside temperature, etc, etc. You have a menu button here at the bottom, which also wakes up the screen, and a scroll bar on the right-hand side, which you can either slide your finger up and down to cycle through your options, or simply tap the top or the bottom for fine adjustment, and a tick button here to select your options. This button here is a back button to step back a stage, and a question mark button here on the home screen, which will take you through a setup wizard to set up the times and temperatures in your home, although I'd suggest just following this video and setting up manually instead, so you can learn how to adjust the specific settings to fine-tune your system to your personal comfort and amend individual settings as you need later. The joint most common thing that we see that throws out efficiency for heat pumps and condensing boilers is keeping the hot water temperature too high, meaning you have to blend it back down with cold water again just to make it usable. This should be kept as low as physically possible while maintaining comfort throughout the day. Generally for larger tanks, you want to set this to around 50 degrees Celsius, although you can sometimes get away with lower. And cylinders on the small side will definitely need to be hotter. On older systems, you may see something like this. However, these do fall out of alignment over time, meaning the store temperature may actually differ from the actual temperature. To work out the trade-offs between low temperature storage and safety for your specific situation, please go and watch our video aptly called "What Temperature Should Hot Water Be?" On the Vaillant system, we actually use these sensors, which are way more accurate than the old analog thermostats that you've seen before. You'll find the hot water temperature settings by hitting the menu button, select Control, scroll down to DHW, which stands for domestic hot water. In here you'll have three options, and by scrolling down to DHW temperature, you'll be able to choose the temperature you want to keep the store. You'll also find a handy Legionella program here, which allows you to have a lower storage temperature for efficiency, but can do a weekly heat up to a higher temperature for sterilization, an important feature for gas boilers or heat pumps. You'll also want to adjust hot water times. Now we know it's most efficient to set your hot water just hot enough so you don't run out, then time your hot water to heat once a day, and if you have a heat pump, that most efficient time of day would be around 1 p.m. when your part of the planet is warmest. But if you have access to cheap nighttime electricity tariffs, you'll want to time it for then, as those savings are far more substantial than any small efficiency gains I'm talking about here. If you want an efficient but less risk of running out of hot water strategy, you might want to put in a second time in there, which will allow you to experiment with lower hot water temperatures without the risk. To adjust this, hit your weekly planner, enter the on and off times with the scroll bar, and you can also copy any day's program into another day by following the instructions on the screen. And just to give you that comfort of utter control, if you do experiment with lower hot water temperatures, remember you have a hot water boost button to heat the tank if you're about to use hot water, but it's time to be off. The other joint top reason for not maximising efficiency we find is erratic heating usage, basically varying the temperature lots throughout the day. Just like a car, a modern gas boiler or heat pump work their best when you drive them gently. Rather than trying to get to places quickly to save fuel, you're trying to not over rev them instead. We want to have as little off times each day as possible. Having an off time just means you're going to have to rev back up even more to catch back up. B, set higher setback temperatures. The setback temperature is the default temperature your house is going to try and heat to when the heating is officially off. The higher we can set this, the less catching up to do, and the less revving. Set lower comfort temperatures. Now that might sound a bit weird, but bear with me. Setback temperatures are the default for your system when you've timed your system to be off, at nighttime for example. So rather than the whole system shutting down, it will trickle in a low level of background heat to keep the system ticking over. That way, when the heating does kick back in, it's not revving up its engine to max output just to warm up your pipework and walls and mass of the system before it even starts warming the air. We recommend setting your setback temperature to no more than 3 degrees below your comfort temperature. This steady approach is what we call steady state heating, and it has a big advantage. For reasons covered in our benefits of low temperature heating articles, such as increased radiant heat and reduced convection currents, this increases what we call your comfort band. This is the range at which you feel comfortable, and it changes per person. One person might feel comfortable between 19 and 20 degrees, and another between 22 and 23. As this band increases from say 1 degrees to 3 degrees, you'll find yourself fiddling with the controller less, fighting your spouse over room temperatures less, and sleeping more comfortably at night. Although your system can reach whatever temperature you need, the secret extra benefit of steady state and wider comfort range is it now gives you the opportunity to save even more by experimenting with lower room temperatures than you would have needed before. And in fact, as people experience the increased comfort from stable state heating, they often close the gap between setback and comfort temperatures so much that they've gone from sleeping with the window open at night or underheating and feeling colder during the day to maintaining the same temperature 24 hours a day, which gives you the highest efficiency system possible and reflects directly in your savings. Much more details on this phenomenon in our video, Should I Keep the Heating On? So make sure you go and watch that. Don't just take my word for it though, speak to any of the thousands of homeowners on our Heat Geeks Heating Help for Homeowners group over on Facebook, and they'll all tell you the same thing. I never knew I was uncomfortable before until I tried stable state heating. Of course, you don't have to go that far, but the benefits don't stop there. As you'll read in our articles on steady state heating, it improves air quality in the home, it prolongs your system life before any faults, it reduces corrosion and a ton of other benefits. It takes a little bit of thinking to get your head around, but energy waste wise, it's literally no different from having the window open when you're not using steady state heating. If you don't quite follow the logic here, comment below and I'll make a video explaining exactly how. Lastly, the holiday setting. Now remember, you can use the app for this if you forget to use it. In the main controller, it's called Absence. Set the date that you're going to go away and enter the date that you're going to return. And during that period, your system will enter setback temperature mode. Both for insurance purposes and general good housekeeping, and to keep mold out that you don't want in your home, please make sure that you don't go below 12 degrees Celsius. However, I wouldn't even go that low personally, unless I was away for a prolonged amount of time. A good rule of thumb is to drop the house by 1 degree for every day that you're away, all the way down to around say 15 degrees internally, and don't really go below that. Warning though, make sure you turn that heating back on the day before you come back to keep the post-holiday blues away. Heating and hot water times and temperatures are probably the biggest things to maximize comfort and smash those heating bills, but this one last trick can and should be done by every heating engineer. But for pure informational purposes, you should know about your heating curve. Advanced systems like the Aerotherm Plus have what's known as weather compensation. This maximizes the efficiency of the appliance by making it run on a heating curve, which basically means lower flow temperatures. To find your heating curve, hit Settings, Install a Level, System Configuration, and choose which zone, although the majority should only have one zone, then go down to Heating Curve. And here you'll be able to adjust your heating curve. If your home is getting slightly hotter than you want it, simply drop this number once. This is essentially telling your system how insulated your home is so it doesn't over rev or under rev. Your engineer should actually set this up for you once he's installed your system. However, if you do add loft insulation later, for example, you'll need to lower this curve. And the bonus is that you aren't just telling your system that your house needs less heat because of the extra insulation, you'll also be driving up your boiler or heat pump efficiency, so a double win. Extra bonus, the lower this is set, the more comfortable your home will also be too, provided that it reflects your actual insulation level still. We also have a video on Daikin heat pump controls, so if you have a Daikin, make sure you watch out that video. And we also have older versions of the Vaillant controls too. If you made it this far, you've just armed yourself with 98% of what you need to know for maximum efficiency. For that last 2% squeeze, make sure you subscribe to get notified of our advanced Senso comfort settings. Like the video and we'll see you on the next one.